2nd Congressional District. Trump cabinet member Linda McMahon is visiting the Mohawk Valley today as part of a roundtable at Fiber Instrument Sales. That's Frank Giano's place over in Oriskany. And she is on the line right now. Linda McMahon, good morning.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Wonderful. I know we want to talk politics and the tax deal and the breaks, the tax breaks and how it's affecting people here, but you have a huge fan base out there from your family business as well. So a lot of fans out there of you, Linda McMahon. Well,
that's certainly nice to hear. It's really a fan of WWE, so I'm glad that they're enjoying the product.
Okay, well, let's talk about what the tax breaks and this tax plan has done for businesses locally. You're going to host a roundtable with Claudia Tenney today, with Frank Giano and those people over there. What are you going to be talking about? Is it about what has occurred, or what else is yet to come?
Primarily, it's talking about how are the tax cuts benefiting them. You know, part of what I'm doing as administrator of the SBA is touring the country, having these business roundtables. I'm really pleased to be able to have Claudia Tenney with me this morning as we're at this roundtable to hear from local businesses what the tax cuts have meant, are meaning to them, how they're going to invest that money back into their businesses. Have any of the regulatory rollbacks been beneficial to them? What more can we do to be able to help and boost small businesses? So that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Now, at Fiber Instrument Sales, it's claimed that they have been able to increase employee wages and also add staff because of the tax breaks.
Well, that's exactly right, and that is what I am hearing all over the country. But it's nice to kind of get and sit and talk one-on-one to different businesses, to be able to tour their facilities and see what they do and familiarize myself with different businesses all over the country, because I'll tell you, it's 30 million small businesses around the country. I advocate for all of them, and I want to know what is impacting them positively and negatively. And it is incredible that at Lakeside, the tax cuts, have allowed them to give employees 2 bonuses and increase employees' hourly rates this year. So those are all good things to hear. And I do hear also, continue to hear around the country, and certainly the NFIB stats and their surveys are showing that business optimism and enthusiasm is now the second highest on record, which is just terrific to hear, and more entrepreneurs are starting businesses, hiring. So it's a great time to be in business in our country.
Can you explain, for those who might not know, what the Small Business Administration does? I guess I was under the impression that it kind of maybe lobbied or advocated, but I hear phrases like, we have different tools and services. So do you provide loans to businesses?
We guarantee loans, and one of the reasons I am touring the country again on what I call my Ignite Tour, because I want to ignite fresh ideas. I also am touring my 68 district offices around the country. I've now been to 53 out of 68 in a little over a year, so that's really good. I've been to 42 states, so I am literally hearing from around the country. SBA guarantees loans to, in other words, we guarantee a loan for a bank to make a loan to a small business that might not be able to get credit, or who can't get credit elsewhere. So maybe they're a little bit riskier. Maybe they just haven't yet proven themselves. And so the fact that SBA will guarantee that loan gives the lender the opportunity to come in and lend. But in addition to that, and the thing that I think is as important, is that we provide mentoring and counseling to small businesses through our SCORE offices, which are manned by volunteers from former business careers, our women's business centers, our small business development centers that are affiliated with universities, and our veterans outreach. And all of these services are for free to entrepreneurs who are either starting or transitioning and growing their businesses. So I want to make sure that SBA is not the best-kept secret in the country.
I want to ask you your take on, over the weekend we learned that, end of last week, learned that this military parade that the president was planning has been put on hold. And listening to a couple of the generals speaking on the Sunday morning programs over the weekend, saying, "Listen, I would rather not see a parade. let's put that money into veterans. Let's put that money into their salaries and their benefits. What's your take on it?
Well, I certainly think the president has stepped up, with the new defense authorization bill, giving increases to our military that, they haven't seen in many years. So he's clearly aware that we need to take care of our military personnel. They are the men and women who go out there on the front lines, or they're manning our bases. They're making sure that our country is safe. So I think the president has clearly stepped up to the plate in doing exactly what he said he was going to do, which is support our military through our additional spending for them.
Talking to Linda McMahon, part of the president's cabinet. She's the Small Business Administration Administrator, and will be today at Fiber Instrument Sales at a roundtable on these tax cuts in Oriskany. We're in the midst of a pretty heated campaign here, which is part of the reason why Claudia Ten will be with you today. Obviously, the Congresswoman says that these tax cuts do benefit the wealthy. They benefit the businesses, which allow them to do exactly what FIS is doing, and that is invest back with more employees and better salaries. On the other hand, we have Anthony Brindisi saying this only benefits the super wealthy in the country. How do you answer that when Brindisi comes out with that charge?
Well, that's clearly not true. There's a good tax program on the table for small businesses and for our middle-income families. Our pass-through income businesses can deduct 20%, of their earnings from their tax bill. There's some qualifications for that, but it's clearly helping small businesses. And then look at the tax brackets themselves that are reduced. Yeah. We've doubled, the family income deductible. So there are clearly things that are in place to help everyone across the board. And by reducing the taxes on bigger companies from 35 to 21%, they are bringing businesses back to this country. They are hiring more employees. So it's a win-win across the board.
Really can't criticize this economy right now. That's for darn sure.
You cannot. Forgive me for kind of getting further for clarification on this. Is today's visit an endorsement in this race for Claudia Tenney? Or is this a visit as part of, White House business or the president's business?
Well, this visit today is to do exactly what I was talking about with my Ignite tour and to hear what businesses have to say. I'm always pleased when I can go into an area and there are, either representatives or folks who are running who can bring their ideas to the table to, enhance what we're talking about and let others hear what it is that they're having to say.
I will tell you, you have entered into a depressed economic zone in upstate New York. Just for these tax breaks seem to be helping businesses, but this area, and you might hear it today as part of this roundtable, has struggled financially for a long time, and everybody's hopeful.
Well, that's one of the reasons that I like to go all over the country, because it's not just going into the areas that we know are doing well. I want to go into those areas that might need some more help, and what can we do, what more can we do to be helpful, to grow those areas economically.
All right, Linda McMahon, I did all this without talking wrestling, and it
was tough. This is tough.
Thank you so much, and good luck today.
Thank you so much for having me this morning. Bye-bye.
Linda McMahon. I have to say, in the beginning when I heard, are you kidding me? The president has appointed Linda McMahon. I think I was wrong. I think that in watching what she's done over the last year and a half, it seems like probably a smart fit, right?
Yeah.
She did come short of endorsing Claudia Tenney, though, today. Did you hear that?
Yes, and I was curious to know.
And that might be because maybe there's a planned endorsement coming later today, that an announcement coming.
Maybe.
We don't know, but
or maybe not. I don't know, but I did think it was worthy of asking just to understand. Yeah. Is this business or is this
a campaign?
Right, because the campaign stop, if you recall, Claudia Tenney, we're told, had to pay a portion of the expenses when the president came in. So the Air Force One, that jaunt down from Fort Drum down to Griffiths, and then Secret Service, that the campaign had to pay for that. Here, this seems like it's official business, so it's a different